So CNN's Jake Tapper seemed to take issue with a video going around the web of former President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, dancing along at a concert in the DC area at a Jay-Z and Beyoncé concert. So you see them in the video dancing in a box to one of Jay-Z's hit songs, and Tapper retweeted a video of them dancing and added this: "The Democratic Party is the weakest it's been since the 1920s, but," and then he added kind of a shrug emoji. And a lot of people are taking issue with this tweet.
Yeah, I am not among them, but so you tell me what the issues are and then we'll discuss.
Okay, so let's just show you this tweet. This is just one of the tweets that I grabbed in response to that. There are a lot of responses under Tapper's tweet. One pointing out, if you retire from CNN, will you come back every day to make sure that they're fair and balanced? This one says, based on media reports by Jake Tapper and Sean Hannity, Barack Obama has ruined America and the Democratic Party by wearing a tan suit and going to a Beyoncé and Jay-Z concert. And to think, I thought he brought back our economy from Bush.
Okay, so let's separate out the issues one by one.
Okay.
Number one, the Obamas are dancing. Okay, not guilty.
Can they go to concerts?
Yes, they can go to concerts,
Okay.
yes. Although I will put a caveat on that is probably my most controversial point.
Okay.
And so I don't want people to over-focus on it. I want to get to the real substance in a second. But I think that they should be a little bit more careful in tough times under Trump of taking the pictures on the yacht and all the pictures where they look so glamorous and like royalty. So I love that if we're gonna have royalty in this country, we finally have a black family in the royalty. That's great news for all Americans who want to be more inclusive. But I don't want royalty in the country, especially in tough times. So I'm not saying they can't go on a yacht. They're incredibly wealthy. And if you say, hey, people criticize, hey, did you criticize the Clintons on a yacht? Yes. Did you criticize the Republicans on a yacht? We just did a whole story how Betsy DeVos has 10 yachts. Yes, okay. So I think that a little bit more walking boots that he promised, Obama promised that if the unions were ever gonna get their collective bargaining challenge, he's gonna put his walking boots on. He never put them on as president, and he still hasn't put them on. So I'm actually trying to look out for him in a sense, watch the optics, right? But just dancing at a concert is nothing, okay, overall. But the other parts I think are indisputably true. The Democratic Party pretty much collapsed under Obama. Now you could say, hey, there were other factors, and you'd be right. But was he one of the factors? I would argue yes. So first let's talk about the collapse, because that's not an argument, that's a fact. And then we can talk about why. So what is the collapse? They lost over 1,000 seats at the federal and state level.
Yeah, I have this piece because I think it seems that Tapper's tweet is in response to something his colleague said. Fareed Zakaria said last month, when you tally up their representation in Congress and governorships, the Democrats almost have their lowest representation in years.
In 100
years, excuse me, yes.
And that is true.
It is true, yes.
PolitiFact has confirmed that. Besides which, here, let me give you more numbers. During Obama's tenure, the Democrats at the state and federal level lost 1,042 seats. That's unbelievable. They lost 958 state seats. Their proportion in the Senate fell from 55 to 46, so they lost the US Senate, they lost the US House. Their seats went from 256 to 194 there. The Democratic governorships were at 28, now they're at 16. And of course, they famously lost the White House to Donald Trump, let alone the Supreme Court. So that record is almost as bad as it could possibly be. So that's a reality. Now, the question is, how much is it Obama's fault? So, all right, before I get into all my thoughts on that, I'm curious what you think.
I think that, listen, you don't have to like your president, but I think we do have to be honest on the type of, not even political, but the type of abuse that this man received from the public. A lot of just overt racism, a lot of ridiculous, they called his wife, his journalist called his wife his baby mama, said she looked like a man. Mayors, local mayors were sending out emails of watermelons growing on the White House front lawn. And now I do think, I haven't seen this. I didn't see a call, this dramatic of a call from Bill. People were almost like, okay, no, please be quiet. And from the first President Bush, to speak out, come be a part. You should be talking. You should be endorsing candidates more. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. And maybe they should. I just feel like it is a lot stronger right now. There's almost this responsibility post-presidency that people are laying on President Obama that I hadn't seen before. And you balance it out with the abuse that some of those same people were throwing at him, and it seems, I mean.
Yeah, so I agree with 90% of that. And I think that I'll explain the 10% in a second. But so it's really important to understand the context of the Obama criticism. Is it coming from the left or is it coming from the right? That makes a giant difference. First of all, on whether it's factual or not.
Right.
So for example, the one that sticks out at me, I mean, there's hundreds of examples of just in the racist category that we covered while he was president. And we fought back against all of that. And Fox News launched 1,000 of those ships, and so did the right-wing blogs, et cetera. But the one I remember most is Dinesh D'Souza taking a picture of Obama using a selfie stick in the Oval Office and saying something to the effect of, you can't take the boy out of the hood, okay? Or out of the ghetto, he said. What? First of all, Obama didn't grow up in a ghetto, okay? Second of all, what, selfie stick? He's like, well, that debased the White House. Are you kidding me with what Donald Trump has done, right? But they have no shame. So there is a portion of people who criticize Obama that come with terrible intent, whether it's racial or just political, right? They want to destroy Obama. They criticize him for once saluting while he had a coffee cup in his hand. And then Trump goes and supports a North Korean general, which he's never supposed to do, right? Everything you say about Obama, I could find you 1,000 times worse with Donald Trump. Somebody tweeted at me today, oh yeah, Obama's an economic illiterate. Are you kidding me? Right? Trump is illiterate in every way imaginable, and the problem with Obama isn't that he isn't smart enough. He's got every qualification. He is brilliant in that sense. That is not remotely the issue. I'll get to the issue in a second, right? So there's been so much illegitimate criticism of Obama that I don't blame people for reflexively defending him after all those Fox News attacks and all those unfair attacks. Okay, so, but the fair criticism of Obama is he didn't fight for progressives. He oftentimes would accept Republican framing of an issue and then proceed forward. So we never got like, you know what Trump does? So he's a maniac in every other way, but he fights for his maniac base, right? We need a wall. I'm gonna shut down the government if we don't have a wall. Now, do I want Obama to be a maniac like Trump? No, but I wanted him to be a fighter for us. And I wanted him to be strong, but with facts. We have plenty of facts on our side. We have the polling on our side. I mean, look at even the Affordable Care Act. Was it an improvement? Yes. But was it the Heritage Foundation plan and the Mitt Romney plan? It was, that's a fact, right? So you can say, hey, I'll start there, but as a Democratic president with a supermajority for a brief period of time, I will add things like the public option. It wasn't too much to ask for. I was there, and all progressives wanted a public option, and Obama didn't add it because Lieberman and the Republicans objected. And every time he had an opportunity to fight for progressives, in my opinion, he turned it down. And he tried to compromise with Republicans over and over again. So what happened? It was weak sauce, it was. So when you don't make your case and the other side does so super aggressively, it should not be surprising that you lost 1,000 seats. There was also the money in politics, there was also the Koch brothers, there was also the timing. All those things are real and they are real factors. It's not just Obama's fault, that would be preposterous, right? But if you say, no, Obama is a saint and he shouldn't be blamed for anything, it was all outside factors and it was the weather, but it was definitely not Obama, then I don't agree with you. It was partly Obama. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.